This video is not financial advice. I am not a financial planner. I'm an entertainer. The one, the only Apefather up all night. Wow! So I was just watching this really cool video. So it was about Steven Seagal, and he visited Okinawa in Japan. And what it was he was in the presence of a Aikido master. Like, this guy was like one of the most renowned Aikido, masters on earth. And what I found to be very interesting, because the Steven Seagal that I know, this guy's a certified tough guy. He doesn't take no shit from nobody. He's ultimately very, very confident in his ability to basically knock you on your ASS, right? But this Steven Seagal was very humble. And he was like literally listening to every word that this Aikido master said, and was paying attention, and I've never seen a Steven Seagal like this. It was almost like he was acting as a student. He was listening and just doing everything he said, and it was just it actually really, really taught me something. So you have to understand that nobody knows everything. I don't care how successful you are. I don't care how accomplished you are. Nobody knows everything. And see, the one thing about the Apefather, when I'm wrong, I know you probably don't agree with this, but I admit when I'm wrong, okay? And what I do is I try to learn from my mistakes. And this doesn't just apply to like AMC or GameStop. This applies to everything in my life, music, just everything, okay? When I'm doing something wrong and someone is showing me a better approach or a better way to do it, I listen. And I admit when I'm wrong. And I try to turn that wrong into a right all the time. And I try to educate myself. Like, I'll give you an example. When we first found out that she had stage 4 breast cancer, I just started studying so much. I'm not even exaggerating. I was studying about cancer and breast cancer for about 5 to several hours a day. This is my wife we're talking about, the mother of my children. And it got to a point, right, where I started learning so much about this stuff that I was actually able to have conversations with surgeons, and like conversations that you had to go to school for 12 years. They thought I was a doctor. They thought you know what I mean? Like, just everything I was telling them, I was just like, look, this type of cancer, it remains in the ducts. And see, I was against the surgery with my wife, because I was reading that with these types of cancers, that it's the HER2s, but first they remained in the ducts of the breast. It's something that when you operate, it could in fact spread. It could in fact, because when you operate, you're opening the chest wall. And in many cases, these mastectomies have led to stage 4 breast cancer. So I remember talking to the doctor and telling him my concerns. I was like, doctor, I'm afraid this is going to lead to stage 4. And he says, no, this is all in the ducts, of the breast. Okay. So what he was explaining to me is that once we take the breast off, the cancer is gone. There's no need for chemotherapy. But I just everything I was reading was telling me differently. And so, long story short, when they operated on her, basically it did spread. And so now his excuse was, well, she had a different type of a cancer. She didn't have the cancer that where it was remaining in the ducts. She had a cancer that was already metastasized to other parts of the body, and that's not what he said from the beginning. I should have recorded it. But long story short, it turned into stage 4 breast cancer. And the funny thing was, if she would have just got the chemotherapy right from the beginning, see, the chemo worked very well on her HER2. It would have evaporated it. It would have wiped it out. And that was the right thing to do. Was she should have never got the mastectomy. And I had a feeling, like I was telling her this. I was like, Jen, I was like, just don't get the mastectomy. Don't get it. Let's just keep going to doctors. Let's get, more opinions. Because I was reading all of this. And long story short, she didn't, she just told me, Richard, look, this is my wishes. I want to get this done. Respect me. And I respected her. I said, fine. I said, I love you, whatever makes you more comfortable. But in my gut, I was worried. And not, and again, listen, I'm not trying to make it seem like I'm a know-it-all. It's just I was reading like 5 to several hours a day because I love my wife, and it's just funny that after the operation, the doctor changed his whole tune. He changed his whole tune. He went from being this very cocky, I know it all, type of personality to like he couldn't just admit he made a mistake. He couldn't admit it. He just said, well, it was something different. I'm like, but that's not what you said. You told us it was a very specific type of cancer. It wasn't even stage 1. It was in the ducts. And that's it. You can't even have a lawsuit because that's all the doctor has to say. I spoke to like 15 lawyers that all the doctors have to say is it was a different type of cancer. We found out when we performed the surgery. Sucks. I mean, I don't care about money or anything like that. I just want my wife to live, I don't care about, cares about money. My wife's worth, you know, trillions and trillions of dollars. I don't care about money. It's just, she's worth the whole world's economy to me. I don't care about money. I just want her to live. But I'm getting kind of like, like I'm going very far with this story. The point is that a lot of people in this world don't admit they're wrong. A lot of people think they're know-it-alls. And I just feel that that's a major problem because, especially when these are types of people who have influence, you follow me? Like when they have very large audiences that listen to them. All right. You know what I mean? Like Lou, for instance, like he never admitted he was wrong. He said we were going to squeeze it March 3rd, never admitted he was wrong about it. He said we were going to squeeze 14 days after that, never admitted he was wrong. Then he said that if we don't squeeze in the month of March, we're never going to squeeze. And he never admitted he's wrong about it. And now he's kind of influencing apes in a way to sell. If you watch his last video, he was like, I got an email from someone in the family who has 30,000 shares of AMC telling me he wants to sell. He doesn't think it's going to happen. And he was condoning it. So, you see, the problem is you're listening to a person who just doesn't think they're wrong about anything. And the thing is, he is wrong. Like a lot of times. So I try not to be like that. When I say something, that's why I really try to do a lot of like homework. I really do. You don't realize it, but I don't like making a statement unless I really, really know for a fact it's going to happen. And that's why my channel is entertainment, because I don't want to make statements because truly we're not playing a fair ball game here. It's not fair. Okay. If this was fair, we would have squeezed already several months ago. We're playing a very, very unfair ball game where the hedge funds have this complete unfair advantage with corruption and manipulation. And it's a game that really we have no idea what's going on behind closed doors. So the way we fight it, we buy and we hold. But the other way we fight it is by getting awareness. I cannot emphasize how important awareness is. Every single AMC ape, you got to just keep talking to people, family members, friends. Tell them to check out AMC Entertainment. Tell them to check out GameStop. Post it on your Facebook page every single day. And what I'm doing is I just want to make a ton of videos because I really feel that one day I will get a name. I will get known. And believe me, when I do get known, I'm going to use all the power I have one day to fight this corruption, so my ape brothers and my ape sisters will win the war. AMC and GameStop to Pluto, baby. I love all of you. I'm not a financial advisor. There's not financial advice. I'm an entertainer. But you know what? One day I will hold up this V for victory, and we will all win.